the Most High gave his word to everybody, right?
That bond is you living out right now. That bond is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing.
Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man. That's right.
I'm gonna come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to
Yo niggas ain't tough. Yo niggas ain't tough. You yo niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yah Shah Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Al Thug Bashim Yah Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 that called up a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander Junior Hunt.
Power and you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on. I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander Junior Hunter under the ISUPK. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do.
2021, ISUPK, 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the basement. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy.
You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the Lord of course. On one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to
Lord Christ Israel's Officer Katab with the ISUPK. I'm holding the class, the La-Sha-Wan Kodash class down for the mighty officer, priest and officer Masha. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start off with the alphabet. And what I'm gonna write at the top is just some basic things to just keep you, making sure you reading and writing it right. So you write it from left to right, and you read it from right to left. So if I was to write it in the English or in English, I would write it that way, La-Sha-Wan. But in the Hebrew, you write it from right to left. And then you add your connectors, which we'll go over in a quick minute. So the connectors, you have this one, which is at the bottom, that connects two sounds. So if it's an I right here and a ba right here, it connects them. And this lets you know that it's singular. I'm gonna clear it up a little bit and leave it at the top. Connect. So let's start off with the alphabet. I, ba, ga. And it helps that when you write it to say it out loud, you get more familiar with it. The rote memory plays in the process. Da. Ha. Wa. Za. And ka. After you write it out, we're going to start with those. One of the things that I do as I practice to help memorize, and what I might do is erase one half of it and then work backwards to get me more familiar when I just see the actual ancient Hebrew and then writing it out. So ka, za, wa, ha, da, ga, ba, and I. The more you write it out, the more you say it, the more you pronounce it, the easier it gets. Let's go on to the next row of letters. And remember, from right to left. Ta, which looks like the X-Men symbol. The Ya. The Ka, which can also be written similar to a Y with an extra line in the middle. The La. the ma, the na, the sa, the I. And remember, a lot of these letters or characters came from something that they physically see. So they got this shape because it looks like the I. So that's where they got the pronunciation for that letter from. And the pa. So now let's write it out. Pa. You got the I. The sa. The na. The ma. The la. The ka. And remember with the ka, like I said, it can be wrote both ways, this way or that way. This is the ka. This is the ya. And this is the ta. And the last few letters, the taza, the kwa, the ra, the sha, and the tha. Writing it out. Fa, sha, ra, kwa, and taza. I'll give you a second to get that down. So now that we got the letters, what we're going to do, we're going to go into certain simple phrases, greetings, and we're going to make sure that we're keeping the plural, the mindful of the connectors, making it single, and how you pronunciate it. So again, with this being a single, it's pronounced la, sha. This is a connector, wan, wa, na, connect, drop the na, the last A on the na is silent, so it's wan, qua, dash is connected. So be mindful of the connectors. So let's go over some simple words. Anya. And this means I. Or am. And writing it out, remember we're writing right to left now. That's the I. Yeah. That's what it would be. And adding the single and the connect, that's pronounced singer, I, ya, is connected. Anaya, like that. And the next word is something that we're familiar with, a thigh. Which is you. Thigh, you, and that's what it is in the Hebrew. Next word for, I guess you romantics, will be ahab, a thigh, which is I love you. Ahab, a thigh. Which means and then writing it in the Hebrew, remember we write from right to left. These are connectors, so to help you pronounce it, the I is silence. Hab is connected. Thigh, which means I love you. The next word is Hawa. Which means she, Salakia, he, and then writing it in the Hebrew. That's the Hawaii. She will be pronounced Haya'ah. she, and then writing it in the Hebrew. And all of those are pronounced individually. Ha, ya, ah. So you have he and she. If we were to say we, we is nak, nawa. Nak, nawa. And writing it out. Single, connected, single, single. Nak, nawa. The next word is Tawab. And that means good. And in the Hebrew it's written out as Tawab. Individual, connected. Tawab. So putting some of these in phrases like good morning, good night, good evening, Tawab Bakar. So I'm going to leave the Tawab on the board and we're going to go over Bakar, Layal, and Araba. Which means so the Tawab would be Tawab, which is good. The morning would be Bakar, single, connected. Tawab, Bakar. And since good morning, good evening, good night all starts the same, I'm going to leave Tawab on the board and we're just going to change the ending. So good night. Layal. And then the Hebrew is written out La-Yal, single connected. La-Yal. So the next one would be good evening. And that's Iraba. The Hebrew would be I-Ra-Ba, all individual. Tawab, Iraba. So going over some plural and some individuals in words, we're going to go over. We know that a thigh is you, so the you plural would be. I'm gonna give you the masculine first, and then the feminine. Masculine plural of a thigh is a thigh, and then writing it out in the Hebrew, a thumb. That's the masculine and the plural. The feminine is a thon, and then with an N, that's the feminine of you, and it's wrote out in the Hebrew. Very similar. The difference is the masculine endings for both words, masculine, feminine. The connectors are still there. A thon, a thumb. Remembering those to get you speaking properly when you're greeting people, saying basic words. So they, the masculine of they, is him. This is the masculine of they, and it's written in the Hebrew. And it's connected. The feminine is with the N. Han. And that's the feminine version of they. Like there's those girls. Or they goes, referring to some girls. And that's the Hebrew. Masculine, feminine for they, English, and then Hebrew after. So now that we went over the alphabet, certain words, greetings, pronunciations of the single, connected, and individual, some small phrases. blood of my blood. So that will be Dam, Hadam, Shalaya. And remember, writing it and reading it in Hebrew, we go the opposite way. Dam. It's connected. Hadam. Hadam. Shalaya. All individual. Blood of my blood. Moving on, let's get with some regular words we use on an everyday basis. You read them a lot. So earth, Israel, and let's say we all know Jesus. Earth, Israel, Jesus. So we used to do it in the Hebrew first for earth. Remember, we're writing this way, we're reading this way. Rat. Israel. Yah. Shah. Yah, Shah, Allah. That's Israel. And then Jesus would be Yah, Ha, Wa, Shai. And this is connected. Individual. Yah was shy. And of course, you can always test your reading and your conversion of it. That's the Yah, Ha, was shy. But of course, you will write it the other way if you're going to read it. So Yahawashah will be Yah, Ha, Wa, Shah. And then we're going to give you a few more words and we're going to wrap it up. Watch, over, bless. So if you're following along at home, if you feel like you got it, you throw it up there. But to save time, I'm going to put it up there with you while you writing it out as well. I'll put it to the side so it won't confuse you. So watch. You've heard it said many times, Shamar. The Sha is singular, Mars connected, Shamar. Shamar. Over is connected, La-I. And then bless is Barak. And remember, this could also be written as the Ka. Could be written similar to that. Either or. And then one more for the road. We're going to go over power. Power. La-Sha-Wan. It's young because it's masculine. La-Sha-Wan. And with that being said, Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel. If you have any questions, feel free to tune in to our next La-Sha-Wan Kodash class. Make sure you come to the Passover. It's going to be this April 24th. Shalom, Lord Christ.